Welcome to Season 2 of the Culinary Saijiki podcast. This season, I'm going back to haiku's roots, pun intended, and focusing on how agriculture and food show up in the work of the classical poets. For more food and haiku goodness, you can read the blog at culinarysaijiki.com. And if you would like to be a guest this season, go to the blog and fill out the contact form. You can support the project by going to buymeacoffee.com/culinarysaijiki or simply share this show with whoever you think would enjoy it. All right, let's get started with today's topic. Welcome to this special community open mic bonus episode of the Culinary Saijiki. You can probably hear my dog crunching on her kibble a little bit. Every time she eats, I stop recording and go take a break to do something else. And then she stops eating, and then I sit down to record because I decide she's not going to eat anymore, and she starts to eat again. So I've given up. Anyway, first I'd like to thank Pamela for buying me a coffee. Every little bit really does help in terms of supporting the show. So if you want to contribute, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/culinarysaijiki. And if you can't or just don't want to contribute, that's okay too. One of the best ways you can support the show is to share it with anyone who you think would enjoy it. You can also leave us a review if you like the show. You can leave it if you don't like the show as well. But obviously I'd rather you didn't. But you can do whatever you want. Also, if you don't like the show, like, why would you be listening? That always confuses me. Anyway, but over on the blog this week, I have an overview of a book called Full Moon is Rising, the Lost Haiku of Matsuo Basho. It is by James David Andrews, and it is interesting. It is not what I expected. I have been slowly building up a collection of translations of classical haiku over the past couple of years, and this one is definitely the oddest one I have found. And it's very rare for me to post about things that I found dissatisfying, because I don't generally like to teach by negative example unless it's truly necessary. And I'd rather to each their own. People like what they like, so I would rather just focus on things that I find useful. But this one was just so beyond what I expected or anticipated that I just had to write about it. So if you want to find out more, go over to the blog. If you are listening to this as it's posted, my first haiku chapbook, Postcards from Texas, is in the last 2 days of pre-order with Cuttlefish Books. It is part of a 3-author summer release along with Leonard D. Moore and Julie Bloss-Kelsey. You can pre-order each book individually or pre-order the bundle. The whole bundle is only $20 for 3 chapbooks, which, let me tell you, my first 2 chapbooks, which were standard free verse poetry published by small presses, those were $12 and $14 respectively. So 3 chapbooks for $20, that is an incredibly economical deal. And if you either pre-order my individual title or pre-order the whole bundle, you can email me or DM me your address, and I will send you a thank you postcard, because I love sending mail. I am wrapping up another iteration of Poetry Postcard Fest. I talked about that in the last episode. I love doing that. I love sending postcards. Super fun. So, pre-order the book. Send me your address. Let me send you a postcard. And if you pre-ordered earlier in the month and did not send me your address, you can still do that. I'm happy to do so. All right, so let's move on to our open mic. I'm recording this before the deadline for submissions. We had some technological issues, some pretty serious frustrations with how voice memos now work in my podcast hosting platform. I'm pretty annoyed. I'm annoyed that it makes me consider switching platforms, but also I'm, I'm nearly halfway through season 2. I don't feel like switching platforms mid-season is a good idea for the show or for my sanity. So we're just going to write out season 2 and then see what happens from there. So anyway, we had technological issues, so I had to extend the deadline. So I don't know how many submissions we are going to get. I've already gotten several. For those of you who sent stuff in before Sunday night of August 27th, you know who you are, and I was so excited to see all of your names drop in my inbox. So thank you for getting things in advance and making my day. I'm recording this on a Sunday evening. I am trying to reduce the amount of recording I do in my car after work, while in the parking garage waiting to go to Pilates, because the sound isn't very good. It is a great use of time, but the sound is not good. And also, it's still summer and I have to not have the car running and it's hot and sweaty. So trying to get in the habit of actually doing this stuff on Sundays when it's a little more relaxed. So since I did have to push the deadline back to Monday, I don't know the full slate of poets, but I will be sure to thank them individually in the outro, which I will not record until Tuesday. That might be recorded in my car. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, one of the things I've really learned about myself this summer, as I have worked on 2 other projects, the Haiku Society of America 2023 membership anthology, and also my limited run Substack Haiku Girl Summer, is that one of the things I really love is creating spaces, venues, publications, and events that bring people together and help lots of voices shine. And I love sharing my own work, but what I really do love even more than that is building a space where I can get a lot of people together and share a lot of voices. And so on the projects where I edit, I generally prefer not to share my own work because it's not about me. I don't want to use these projects just as a way to promote my own work. That's not what they're about. But it is an open mic, and so I thought I will start with 2 of my own haiku, and then I will take you into the haiku of everybody else. If you heard some fiddling around, a real scary looking spider just landed on my leg, and I have trained myself to not be afraid of spiders, and this one was definitely... It was not venomous. I know it was not venomous, but it was big and startled me. And so I was just brushing it away, and I hope it just crawls into a nook somewhere and sets up shop and eats some bugs, and we all live in peace. So, all right. Here are my 2 haiku. Sunset. Beyond the cornfield, insect chorus. Sunset. Beyond the cornfield, insect chorus. Summer's end, last sip of Pilsner from a sweaty glass. Summer's end, last sip of Pilsner from a sweaty glass. And with that, I will take you into the rest of the poets for this bonus open mic.
Hello, my name is Phillip Woodruff. These are the 3 poems that I'm submitting for your open mic. Late freeze, and the peach trees blossom, only butterflies. Late freeze, and the peach trees blossom, only butterflies. Fishing the Platte, the only thing biting is the sun on my neck. Fishing the Platte, the only thing biting is the sun on my neck. On Sappy Creek, we tie our ponies and pick chokecherries. On Sappy Creek, we tie our ponies and pick chokecherries. Thank you.
Adele Evershed. Christmas pudding. My daughter finds her first loose tooth. Christmas pudding. My daughter finds her first loose tooth. Adele Evershed. Bara Brith. I teach my son the language of home. Bara Brith. I teach my son the language of home.
I'm Vandana Parashar from India. Apple season, branches ache with the weight of the sky. Apple season, branches ache with the weight of the sky. Shelled peas, I discover who I am outside of us. Shelled peas, I discover who I am outside of us. Biscuit crumbs, frail fingers picking up the memories. Biscuit crumbs, frail fingers picking up the memories.
Eavonka Ettinger. Frog legs plopped in a pan, sizzling. Frog legs plopped in a pan, sizzling. Passion fruit, ripening on the vine, our romance. Passion fruit, ripening on the vine, our romance. Just peachy, the slow dribble of sticky juice. Just peachy, the slow dribble of sticky juice.
Peter Larsen. Dieting bride, dress, shoes, hair, mani-pedi, cake, cake, cake. Dieting bride, dress, shoes, hair, mani-pedi, cake, cake, cake. New dad, tests healthy baby food, kale puree, meh. New dad, tests healthy baby food, kale puree, meh. Never mind who gets the house and the car, the French press is mine. Never mind who gets the house and the car, the French press is mine.
My name is Kimberly Kuchar. Half sweet, half sour plum, the taste of their first kiss. Half sweet, half sour plum, the taste of their first kiss. The next one is a duo stitch or two-line haiku. Swirling through his first week, cup of noodles in the dorm. Swirling through his first week, cup of noodles in the dorm. My third haiku. A dead bug in the bag of spinach leaves, our small disagreement. A dead bug in the bag of spinach leaves, our small disagreement.
That is our open mic, and you are probably hearing my dishwasher in the background right now, but it is 8:45 on Tuesday night. I'm down to the wire today. Just hey, I'm not recording in my car, right? That's a good thing. But today was one of those days that really ended up getting away from me. Not in a bad way, just it was a day. But I got to eat some very delicious pizza for dinner, and when you get right down to it, that's all that matters. Anyway, thank you to Phillip Woodruff, Adele Evershed, Vandana Parashar, Eavonka Ettinger, Peter Larsen, and Kimberly Kuchar for being the open mic participants for this special episode. Thank you for sharing your work and for being patient with the weird technological stuff this season. Hopefully that won't be an issue in season 3. We will see. All right. If you are listening to this in real time, the pre-order period for Cuttlefish Books, the summer chapbook series, ends in just about 48 hours, give or take. So, actually probably a little less, but I'm probably going to post this early. So we'll just say 48 hours. Technically I launch on Wednesdays, but it's pretty late on Tuesday. I'm probably not going to want to rush through it before work in the morning, so anyway. But this is the last chance to pre-order, and pre-orders mean a lot. They mean more than they used to. They certainly mean more than they did, I think, even 10 years ago. So if you have the means, please go ahead and hit that pre-order button. If you pre-order my book or the whole bundle, and then you send me your address, I will send you a thank you postcard. I am very excited about that. Once more, thank you to Pamela for buying me a coffee for this work that I do. I do it for fun. I will always do it for fun. And, having helped to cover those incidental costs, it does go a long way. If you want to contribute, buymeacoffee.com/culinary saijiki. Although this month, if you were going to buy a coffee but you want to go pre-order a chapbook instead, that would be fine too. And of course, you can support the show by sharing. That would be lovely. I always appreciate word of mouth, and I know I like it when someone says, hey, this episode or this song or this book made me think of you. I know I love that, so maybe someone else in your life likes that too. And as we are about halfway through the season, but if you still want to be on the show and want to talk classical haiku with me, or really anything related to food and haiku, because let's be honest, I am very fast and loose with my topics. Very on brand. I've been this way my whole life. But you could write a guest blog. You could come on the podcast. Either way, culinarysaijiki.com. There's a link to join the conversation. It will tell you how to do both of those things. All right. With that, I'm going to wrap up. Thank you for listening.